The 3DS gets a price point, Minecraft news, and the next StarCraft. I'm Dan Resler, it's the 10th of October, and this is Gamer Update. So there have been quite a few short trailers for DC Universe seeing as the beta just came out, and there's a link to a couple of them down below. So far it looks like the character creation is going to be really cool, but the combat seems to be a little lacking. Who knows, we'll wait and see when it comes out. By the way, dibs on a superhero that's half cicada, half man. Don't take that. So of all the indie games right now, the one I'm probably most excited about is a game called Spy Party, which they were showing off at PAX. And basically what it is there's two players online, one spy and one sniper. Basically what the spy does is he has to go in a room of people and do certain tasks, like check his watch 3 times or go get a book from the bookshelf. But he has to do it the whole time imitating what the computers would do and how they would act. The sniper's job, conversely, is to look at all the people and try to determine which one the spy is. So eventually the spy will complete his task, or the sniper will shoot one of the people, and if that person is the spy, the sniper wins, and if it's not, the spy wins. And it just is a really cool concept for a game. I'm sure there's tons of information. I'll link some of it down below. I am really excited about this game. Keep an eye out for it. So Valve has started to introduce buyable TF2 weapons, and basically what these are is extra weapons for your characters in Team Fortress 2 that cost a little bit of actual money. Some of the weapons are made by Valve, some of the weapons are made by modders of the game, which is really cool. And it's surprising, how old is Team Fortress 2 at this point? There are still tons of people playing it, and they're still adding new content, so kudos, Valve. If you're a hardcore Team Fortress 2 fan, you might want to check them out. Speaking of Valve, the new DLC, The Sacrifice, came out for Left 4 Dead 1 and Left 4 Dead 2, and is a lot of fun. I played through it. It is definitely the most challenging Left 4 Dead I've ever played, so it's going to take you a few tries to beat it on the hardest difficulty. Also, it tells you how a certain somebody died between Left 4 Dead 1 and the previous Left 4 Dead DLC called The Passing, so that's interesting. That's $7 on Xbox Live Arcade, or if you're like me, it is free on the PC. Hey, Call of Duty Black Ops is going to be in 3D. What's that? Still no one cares? Shocking. So Blizzard announced earlier this week that StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm, which is the second part of the StarCraft 2 trilogy, is at least 18 months away. The whole idea of splitting up StarCraft 2 into 3 separate games was that they would come out in fairly rapid succession, or maybe 18 months is fairly quick succession for Blizzard, seeing as the first StarCraft 2 took 10 years to make. Don't bother me, I'm trying to increase my relax fluid by at least 30 milliliters. So this is a new patent by Nintendo for the Wii Vitality sensor, which will measure your heart rate and blood pressure, and it will apparently determine your relax fluid levels, and you'll have to increase it or decrease it accordingly. They thought most of the human body was water. It's actually relax fluid. So apparently Star Wars The Old Republic had too much good content, so they added grinding. What? So what they did is they added a few grinding quests in between, as well as grinding sub-quests to your regular quests. Like on top of your actual quest, you could say kill 10 Wookiees and get an additional reward. Not that you would ever want to kill Wookiees. Wookiees are awesome, don't kill Wookiees. So I reported a while back about how Lord of the Rings Online went to the free-to-play method with microtransactions, and apparently that has worked tremendously because Lord of the Rings Online revenue has doubled since then. Turbine is saying that was not an act of desperation, but they saw how good the microtransaction system worked for things like D&D Online and wanted to implement it, and it has definitely paid off. So we might see many more MMOs going that route in the near future. Hey, you want a 3DS? Okay, that'll be $300, please. What? The 3DS will come out with an initial price point of $300. That's how much a PlayStation 3 is, or an Xbox 360 even. But this is just a little handheld. That's crazy! Nintendo's saying a large part of this price point is coming from the reaction of the press at E3 who saw it. So darn it, press, stop being so excited about things that you're excited about. You're ruining our wallets. Ready? This is gonna be a long chain. So if you like Halo Reach, you might browse Halo Waypoint from time to time, and if you browse Halo Waypoint, you might have seen a trailer for an animated series called Apartment 117, which is about an obsessed Halo fanatic. Now, Apartment 117 is developed by Powerhouse Animation Studios, who I know as the people who made Clerks, the animated series, which was based on the TV show by Kevin Smith, who is a terrible director but an awesome comedian. ×6 combo! So the moderately popular Xbox Live Arcade game Shank is coming to Steam later this month and is going to go down from $15 to $13.50, so if you're still interested in the game, Steam is probably where you want to get it. Okay, this is a doozy, so bear with me. Okay, so the Killzone 2 public beta is coming on October 25th, but there are several caveats. First of all, you have to be a PlayStation Plus member, which I know sucks, but it's one more reason you should probably join Plus. Then you have to download the Killzone 2 theme on October 19th, and only 10,000 people will get into the beta, 5,000 from the US and 5,000 from Europe, so odds are slim, but I'm gonna go for it. So in case you forgot, the ESA can be totally awesome. There's a lawsuit going on right now called Schwarzenegger versus the ESA, which is basically based on whether or not the government has the right to control the rating and sale of video games. Now, for most gamers, this seems like a pretty clear breach of our First Amendment rights, but there are 17 states now that are looking to enforce laws similar to the one that is looking to be passed in California. So, to send a message, the ESA has asked us to riot in the streets. No, wait, they want us to send broken controllers to the main proponent of the bill, Senator Leland Yee, with a note on it that says, "I believe in the First Amendment." Go to the VGVN website, there's a link in the description for more information on how you can help. So Bethesda received an investment from an investment firm for $150 million for strategic acquisitions. Now, you may remember it wasn't that long ago that Bethesda bought id Software, which is the people currently making Rage, and it also got them exclusive use of the new engine id Tech 5. So it looks like buying up another game studio is on Bethesda's ticket, but we'll just have to wait and see which one it is. Now, you and I both know that games are an expensive hobby. $60 is a big investment for entertainment, but I saw an article the other day that was very interesting. If you adjusted for inflation, to buy a new copy of Streets of Rage 2, it would run you almost $100. So actually, game prices are getting lower and lower, and with digital distribution, they're only gonna keep going down. Here's to a cheaper future. So a remake of Oddworld Stranger's Wrath is coming out on the PSN, and when asked why it wasn't also coming out on the Xbox Live Arcade, they said that they weren't able to fit it in the Xbox Live Arcade 2 GB limit. Now this is a shame, one, because Stranger's Wrath is a very cool game and Xbox players should be able to play it, and two, because a lot of games in the near future aren't going to be able to go on Xbox Live Arcade as file sizes get greater and greater. I'm really hoping Microsoft revises that 2 GB limit because it's starting to be really restrictive on game developers. You wanna know what's better than Minecraft? Papercraft. It's a thing now. So yeah, one super dedicated forum goer made the digital images to make all of the boxes in Minecraft, as well as all the zombies and the player himself if you are super good with tape. I just ended up making a tape and paper mess when I tried it, but hey, more power to you. Some very talented people have made like a whole bunch of these and made like towers and things that are really awesome. If you want to try it for yourself, there's a link in the description to all of the images to make all of the Minecraft blocks, and if you do end up making a tower or whatever, please post a video response so I can see it. Speaking of Minecraft, seeing as the developer behind Minecraft has now made a royal butt ton of money, he has bought an office and 5 employees, so we should see a ton of new Minecraft content in the near future now that there's way more people working on it. So if you remember back when Mass Effect 2 was coming out, a lot of the decisions you made in Mass Effect 1 carried over into the new game. Well, they're doing a very similar thing with Dragon Age Origins, except with Dragon Age 2, you are not playing as the same character, so a lot of those decisions don't matter, but apparently parts of your world from the first game will affect the second game in some way, so that's pretty interesting. I think this is a really cool concept for long-reaching RPGs, and I really hope they continue to do it. So there is a possibility, albeit slight, that a Just Cause movie will come out. It's been optioned by a development studio, a director has expressed interest in it, and it might actually happen. I will remind you that this is a game where someone actually said, "Because you are mad as a ferret sausage." Not exactly the best example of video game story. There's other video games that need to be made into movies, not that one. And last but not least, the very funny guys at College Humor recently made a video depicting what it would be like if the Jersey Shore was an RPG from the 80s. Definitely worth checking out, and there's a link in the description. As always, right on top, there is a link to the latest BGN podcast in the description. You should definitely check it out, and I will see you all next week. Bye.